السلفي لابد أن يكون لغويا. سلفي غير لغوي تعبان.
الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضاه. This is lesson 3 of this series, The Basics of Arabic Reading and Writing. In this class, we are going to learn 4 new letters. We're going to learn how to correctly pronounce these letters as well as how to write them down correctly. But before we begin with today's class, let's quickly go over the 7 letters that we've taken previously. Alif,
ألف
Ba,
باء
Ta,
تاء
Tha,
ثاء
Jim,
جيم
Ha,
حاء
Kha.
خاء
What's this?
تاء
What's this?
حاء
What's this?
ألف
What's this?
تاء
What's this?
خاء
What's this?
باء
What's this?
جيم.
طيب. So I hope everyone has done the homework that we gave last lesson, which was to write 5 rows for each of those letters that we took last lesson. Jim, Ha, and Kha. طيب. So let's begin with today's class. The first of these 4 new letters is Dal. This is the first of these 4 new letters. Dal, which comes from the same articulation point as ta, ta. The letter ta that we took previously and dal, they share the same articulation point, except that dal, we don't release any air. There's no air. But when you say ta, 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 you breathe out a little air. With dal, this air is trapped inside. So there's no air being released. Dal, dal. It sounds like the English D, but the dal, Arabic dal, is more flat. The Arabic dal, it's more flat. Da, da. We're going to say it 5 times. Dal,
دال
dal,
دال
dal,
دال
dal,
دال
dal.
دال.
طيب, this is in terms of pronunciation. In terms of writing, then we write it in 2 steps. First step is the same as how we started off the ba, the ta, and the tha. In that, we go downwards, yeah, towards the bottom right, yeah. So we're going this way, and then before we reach the line, we curve. Before reaching the line, we curve. We curve. So we don't touch the line. We curve. Similar to the ba. We curve. And then once we curve, then we touch the line and then we go straight. And this, the length of this is same as the length of this. They are same. So first step is to go down. We curve before reaching the line. And then once we touch the line, we follow the line along. This is how we write the dal. 2 steps. Go down, curve, and then go straight. It's similar to a triangle. If you look at a triangle, except that this part is off. This part is off, and instead of it being sharp on the edge here, it's curved. طيب, this is how we write the dal, more curved. طيب, similar to that. If you do something like this, لا بأس, it's okay. But this is how it should be written. And dal has a twin. Dal has a twin, which is the next letter that we're taking. طيب, they come in pairs. Dal, and the next one is dhal. We need to pronounce it 5 times. Dhal.
ذال
This is the sound, yeah? Dhal.
ذال
Dhal.
ذال
Dhal.
ذال
Dhal.
ذال.
And dhal comes from the same articulation point as tha. You're using the tip of your tongue with the front upper teeth. Th, th. The difference is that with tha, you're blowing out some air. But with dhal, there's no air. Instead, there's vibration. So just as dal is similar to ta, but the only difference is with ta, you're blowing out some air. Dal, no air. Similar here, dhal is similar to tha in that they share the same articulation point. But with tha, You're blowing out air, and dhal, the air is kept inside, it's trapped inside. طيب. In terms of writing, is exactly the same. 2 steps. You go down before touching the line, curve, and then follow the line along. But you need to put the dot at the top. This is the difference between dal and dhal. 1 dot. طيب. So this is the first 2 letters. We have 2 left. Let's move this one along. طيب. Let's pronounce these 2 together. Dal.
Dal.
Dhal.
Dal.
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 Dhal.
Dal.
طيب. The next letter that we're taking is Ra. Ra. And you should already know that when I place the letter on the line like this, in halfway through the line, that shows you that this is from the drop down letters. This is from the drop down letters. And same with the letter that's going to come after it. They come in pairs. Just like dal and dhal come in pairs, they look the same, except that there's a dot to differentiate between the 2. Same with ra and the next letter which we're going to take, zai. Exactly the same, except that there's a dot to differentiate between the 2. We want it to sound like this. Ra, 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 ra. Babe, we're going to say it 5 times. Ra,
Ra.
ra,
Ra.
ra,
Ra.
ra,
Ra.
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 Babe, this is ra. In terms of writing, ra, we're going to write it in 3 steps. The first step is going to start on top of the line. طيب. And it's going to be the same way we started the ba, the ta, and the tha. And the dhal also. So we start it off like this. So small, and it touches the line. طيب. This is number 1. Number 2 is from here. We're going to curve it slightly. It's actually like this. 1, 2, 3. It's actually like this, but we're going to assimilate the joints. They're going to be curved, yeah? So we curve it here, and then we curve the joints, yeah? It's actually like this, 1, 2, 3. Once we reach here, we curve it slightly, yeah? And then the last part, we just do that, yeah? Just a little flick, This is how we write ra. 3 steps, 1, 2, and a little flick at the end, 3. A little flick. طيب. The next letter and the final letter that we're taking in this class is zai. Zai. Same as the English z, zebra, zu, z. Exactly the same. We're going to say it 5 times. Zai.
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 In terms of writing, ra and za are exactly the same. Ra and za are exactly the same. The only difference is the dot. So we place the dot on top, then it becomes za. Omit the dot, it's ra. طيب. As we mentioned previously, we have a list. We have a list that we said we're going to fill as we go along. And this list, from those lists, was the drop-down letters. The drop-down letters, those letters which go under the line. Remember, we said there's going to be 18 of them in total. So far we have Jim, Ha, Kha. And we're going to add Ra and Za onto the list, because Ra and Za go under the line. They are from the drop down letters that we're going to call them this. So Jim, Ha, Kha, Ra, and Za. Heavy letters, we only have Kha so far. We said we're going to have 7 in total. However, if you've noticed in the pronunciation, Dal, Dhal, these were light. Zai, light. But with Ra, you can see or you can hear that it sounds heavy. Zai. Sorry. Ra, Ra, Ra. This is a heavy letter. This is a heavy letter. But the reason why we haven't written it down here is because the heavy letters, these 7, are always heavy in all cases. But with Ra, as we mentioned or we hinted towards it in our previous lesson that there's two exceptional letters which might be heavy sometimes and they might be light sometimes, which is why we should have a page in our books which says Ra is heavy sometimes and light sometimes. Then we're going to divide it into two. When is it heavy and when is it light? In terms of when is it heavy, it's heavy in 9 places. There's 9 instances where the Ra is heavy. And there's 4 instances where the Ra is light. From these 9 instances where the Ra is heavy is when it's pronounced individually. The individual letter Ra. So here, Ra. When it's individual like this, we pronounce it by itself, we say Ra, it's heavy. So this is from the 9 cases. So we're going to have 8 more. So leave some space. طيب. Whereas Dal, Dhal, Zai, these are light letters. So the tongue remains down. Dal, Dhal, Ra is heavy. Za, light. 3 light, 1 heavy that we've taken in this class. Okay, so let's say all of these 4 letters together. Yeah, repeat after me. Dal,
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 Dhal,
Dal,
Ra,
Ra,
Zai.
Zai,
Dal,
Dal,
Dhal,
Dal,
Ra,
Ra,
Zai.
Zai.
Dal is what we need, not dal. طيب, dal. I couldn't think of reference points for the other ones. Hopefully, maybe you can think of ones for yourselves. So, what's this?
Dal,
What's this?
Dal,
Th. You see the dot? Dal.
Dal,
Alright, what's this?
Dal,
What's this?
Zai,
What's this?
Ra,
Is this heavy or light?
light, heavy,
Heavy, very good. This is heavy. We're saying it heavy. Ra. Are we saying ra? Ra is light. It's not ra. We say ra. Is this heavy or light?
heavy,
Heavy. Which one here is light?
Dal, Zal, and Zai.
Dal, Dhal, and Zai. Very good. So 3 of them are light. Only this one is heavy. طيب. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.